Ministry of Education announces delayed reopening of school in January. We'll have details to these stories and more in the National Report. Welcome back. With the details to the news for Monday, December 28th, 2020, I am Sherry Ann Noel. Chief Education Officer in the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development, Religious Affairs and Information, Angela Finley, says plans to reopen school on January 4th, 2021 have been placed on hold. She says the ministry, acting on the advice of the Ministry of Health, will meet with stakeholders in the coming week to assess and strategize the way forward for the education system. All this is geared towards preventing the further spread of COVID-19 within the school environment.
Decisions of the nature which we have just indicated is not made of our own volition, but rather we take our guidance from the Ministry of Health. We all know in recent days we have heard of an escalation in the number of persons who have tested positive for COVID-19. And without a doubt, it has created a certain measure of anxiety in the populace, among the populace. Hence, the Ministry of Health has considered it necessary for us to delay the reopening of school for the Hilary Term to sort of take stock and touch base with our key stakeholders to ascertain the best way in which we can engage students whilst allaying fears of possible spread within the school population.
The Chief Education Officer emphasized that the ministry cannot place education over health and safety. She says the ministry will maintain the protocols of sanitizing and mask wearing in schools. Parents, teachers, and principals are encouraged to remind students to be guided by the protocols implemented by the Ministry of Health.
Even without this heightened number of cases, increasing number of cases, we, for the past Malcolm's term, had already put in place a system of sanitizing and, the protocol in terms of wearing of the mask and distancing and so forth to ensure that students can learn, and also the same, they cannot eat with masks on, so they do have to have the mask off at that time. But in terms of what this spike in the cases has shown us, is without a doubt we cannot afford to let our guards down. So whatever is that measure that is put in place from the Ministry of Health in terms of protocols, without a doubt, school has to be a place where it has to be maintained.
The Ministry of Education gives the assurance that all decisions made to advance the engagement of students will be done with due consideration for the health and safety of all. It has promised that every effort will be made to provide an update in the timeliest manner, once plans for Hilary Term 2021 are finalized. Moving along, the Ministry of Health announces the confirmation of 12 new cases of COVID-19 in Grenada over the weekend. 6 of the cases are imported. Those individuals arrived in Grenada in the last week, went directly into quarantine and tested positive on day 4. The other 6 individuals are locals who are connected to the previously reported cluster. All are in quarantine and are asymptomatic or exhibiting very mild symptoms. As challenging as the last 2 weeks have been, health officials are encouraged that the number of positive cases have not spiraled out of control in a manner that overwhelms the healthcare system. In fact, as new positive individuals are added to the case count, a number of other individuals are being medically cleared, thus resulting in a decrease in active case count. The current number of active cases is 46. Understanding the demands of the holiday season with the influx of travelers as well as the local epidemiological situation, laboratory technicians work through the Christmas holidays to test hundreds of exposed or potentially exposed locals and travelers who came into Grenada for the holiday season and needed to clear quarantine. In addition to those, hundreds of other individuals also had to be retested to ascertain their true status or to be medically cleared after the incubation period. It has been and continues to be a challenge, but the laboratory technicians and the team at the Ministry of Health desk continue to work assiduously to prove themselves equal to the task, testing and working to deliver results in as timely a manner as possible. The ministry continues to solicit the patience of the public as well as its corporation as officials work to address every aspect of this current health challenge. The Ministry of Health also appeals for all to work together to contain the virus so that we can all look forward to the day when the traditions of the holiday season and every other season of the year to come will once more be celebrated freely. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Are you gonna wear your mask today? You see everywhere you go, there are rules you got to follow, so don't you say COVID-19 will delay. Take the opportunity to save your community. Don't be that guy, put a mask on your face if you're heading outside. It's your life, my life, more lives will be taken if we don't try. If you feel any symptoms, call the hotline. Stay inside until you feel fine. 6 feet away every day. Keep COVID-19 far from work. Keep Grenada safe. Be COVID-19 smart.
Welcome back. Minister for Hospital Services, Honorable Delma Thomas, and Permanent Secretary Hannah Julian St. Paul made special hospital visits during the holidays to help bring some cheer to both staff and patients. They visited the General Hospital, the Princess Alice Hospital, and the Mungay facility. Minister Thomas says it is important to show appreciation to the healthcare workers who work extended hours and make sacrifices to ensure the health and safety of patients.
For the weekend, we visited the hospital Christmas morning, General Hospital of the Ward, and on Boxing Day we visited Princess Alice Hospital, and yesterday Sunday we visited the lab. And as you must be aware that over the last couple of weeks the lab technicians and the other workers have been working overtime, weekend, night, even during the holidays while we are enjoying with our family the Christmas holiday. They were at work, and so to show our appreciation to them for their hard work and their dedication, we have decided to show up and provide them with just some gift of appreciation for their hard work and dedication.
Since her appointment as Minister with responsibility for hospital and community services, Minister Thomas has hit the ground running. She said at the top of the priority list for 2021 is a regularizing of employment status for healthcare workers, oncology, and increasing promotions aimed at prevention.
We will be working on the issue of human resource. So you know there are a number of issues as it relates to our healthcare workers. Some are operating not even with a contract, and some really need to be regularized as it were. So within the first quarter or the first half of 2021, we will be working hard. In fact, the Ministry of the DPA, Department of Public Administration, has since send a worker solely for the Ministry of Health to assist us in dealing with those issues, those human resource issues in the Ministry of Health that go across the communities and within the hospital services. And therefore, we will be working along in that field to improve that whole working condition and to provide job tenure of the workers there. So we will be working on that. We have done a number of interventions in terms of purchasing new equipment for surgical department. We purchased urology equipment, and so we will see those equipment being used to better the services in the hospital. And so we'll continue to work to provide improved services across the different hospitals, not only in Grenada and Princess Alice Hospital, but also in Princess Royal in Carriacou.
And finally, in the news, the St. David Community Library is the latest recipient of 2 desktop computers from the Ministry of Education's Library Services Unit. It is part of the drive towards delivering computers to all community libraries across the country. So far, over 75 desktops have been handed over to several community libraries. The St. David Community Center also received a quota of cleaning supplies. Director of Library Services, Lillian Sylvester, handed over the equipment to the library.
It's timely and it's welcome, and I hope that the community would use it for the furtherance of their education and enhancement of their whatever efforts they desire as far as it regards to information. Ms. Cindy, I'm handing this over to you, and I hope that you take good care of it and that you encourage the users to take good care also.
Permanent Secretary with responsibility for information in the Ministry of Education, Norman Gilbert, noted the donations were made possible through diplomatic partnerships with the United Arab Emirates.
It's really important to establish partnerships like these where we can seek to benefit our people, and so we're very grateful for the assistance of the United Arab Emirates, and we look forward to their continued support for our initiatives as we support the libraries in their development.
And with that story, we come to the end of the National Report for Monday, December 28, 2020. Recapping the top story, Ministry of Education announces delayed reopening of school in January. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sharian Noel, thanking you for viewing.